It's Podraza. I'm not making any of this up. Now, he, the mind, and I hate it when he doesn't show up, it makes me tense. Can't stand being lied to. He's had to investigate this, gone undercover, etc. He can't stand lying any more than I can, nor could my father. And boy, my mother loved my father to pieces. Belfast, the grandparents, that was their marriage. And I'm going to tell you, it was made in heaven that marriage and the family suffered and loved equally. And I'm going to tell you, I've mourned him, and it's rough around Christmas. The issue is, it's the significance of David Sloan. What he says is he was murdered at that cocktail lounge in the back of the cocktail lounge. It's not like me not to have thought of David Sloan and not called him. I questioned that in my own behavior. Herbert Birkin and Peter Vanny were murdered. Now, I didn't trust Kathy McDowell, and I don't know what went on behind my back. Those are what he's tried to help me. I have survived due to coastal wellness, a boy in there. I'm that here, and that Yentl. And his point is Austrian, Polish, Yiddish, Jew. My mother wouldn't have lied. My father was up in the middle of the night having his coffee, and I told him to go back on cigarettes. He was turning green, regular cigarettes, 4 a day. He went back to trying to kick it completely. Mom kicked it at 40. She got sick on a lobster salad and gave it up. Bingo. Never smoked again. Now, they smoked in the family, and that was not smoking drugs stuff. They smoked cigarettes the old days. They didn't know what they knew today. That is about the summation of the three things that are a question mark. I know that Peter Vanny is, Herbert Birkin is correct. Not everybody did I know where they were. I know that Peter Vanny is mostly correct, if I recall correctly, from the bank. And who's the other one? David Sloan, I thought was a psychiatrist living on Prospect Avenue. He knew John Beach was doing me in, and I would have called him. I never thought of it like me. Because supposedly Robert Savadev had been married, and that could have been part of a crack-up. And later on, there was a picture in the paper that said he was married, and he had never been divorced. The whole thing concerning analysis almost drove me mad also, and somebody's gut levels. That's pretty well a summation of some of it. I don't know whether to trust you or not, but do not imitate anybody. I'm trying to. And that is what I'm trying to do. Have a mind, a gentleman who understands what I like, a love in my life for the share with me for the rest of it. I still want to heal that situation with my daughter. And I do have to rest due to this mess. I did so much analysis, almost knocked myself out. And apparently he has also. Remember, he's 97. Now, he can't stand being lied to, and I'm no better. And I'm going to tell you, that is still, I don't know what to say. Those are the conflicting answers I'm questioning due to that church. I knew I was sick. I didn't know whether somebody injected something in me within that breast region then. There were no screens. I had terribly heavy menstruation still, then was working. And I'm telling you, it was a nightmare. It is, it has been. I do feel safe in this apartment. It was helped by that sun, and I've tried to work the balances, which has not always been easy. I've discussed the food. I have to have it. If I don't have it, I don't always think correctly. I've got to eat and then I can think. I have to go to movies psychologically. I relax, and it releases thinking in my body. I was meant to have practiced, and I know I was. Now, I should have stayed within the trust department. We've gone through all of the things I had felt I had some proclivities more toward. And that's about what I got to say tonight. I guess I'm going to find out who you are. I cannot have any strange phone calls. I cannot have your phone blocked 1 minute and not the next. So we've already got a question mark. Do not imitate. Please, if you are for me, I would have taught. Good night. In 2M in this apartment, I dealt with scatologia in the 2M, and I had to change my phone number. And I was very upset. I didn't know who died. The phone was left open for a length of time, and I think it was a couple of calls. Not always great with time of how many. But I'm going to tell you a couple of calls that it was as if somebody was on a life support. And the line was held open, and I kept trying to talk to the individual that was holding the line open. Nobody would answer. That went on at least 2 times. I feel somebody died or something, and somebody was trying to tell me something, and whoever held the line would not do it and fought the individual. That was serious also. Of course, my judgment was off on Abilify, that thing. Whatever was in it should be off the market. That is in CMMC. Their records, I am not faulting them on any of that at all. You have a good evening. You got a whole lot to listen to if you're legit. But if you are naive but got those credentials, you've got to get married within the church, whatever one you choose. And you won't suffer then. It's only a legal document. Number 2, I've got to know that you are legit because we've already got problems. No email, phone blocked. I didn't block it. Have a good evening. A whole lot to go over if you're legit. And those are the discrepancies, and I will not leave that mind for as long as I know he's alive. If I know he's alive, I do not feel he ever wanted to betray me. Have a good night. This is Podraza. I think you have all the facts. I shouldn't be billed a thing. That is the truth that took place. That is how I envisioned it. I am from my parents and some individuals in 3 states that lived like pigs, that I was called filth, all sorts of stuff thrown on stoves and stuff. I don't come from that. I'm lucky. There is some drug impact due to society. I think I've completed this. The phone is going off again, and I'm blocking phone numbers. I don't want that kind bothering me. I am for the management that has made a difference in here and how I was spoken to. I really think that I should have a gentleman in my life with an intelligence level that understands this. This was done even with a bloody knife in Portland way back. And it was not due to the Adlers or Kay and her husband. I think this is enough for those who want power. I think I have completed this and should owe nobody anything anymore. I'd like to now say goodbye and say that's it. That's all the information they need. I am the one who needed it verbally out loud. I'm going to live it with God, my family, and keep living this. And that is the way I wish to do it. Please, this time, I wish to say no more. There's nothing else to be said, and I found it all circumspect. Anyway, as to my mother's suffering and mine, and any impact on my children. Have a beautiful life. It has to stop now. I am going to block the calls, and I will not answer the email. That is enough. I was never narcissistic. I was never power happy. And that is it in a nutshell. Those were, however, my questions. And I don't approve of no answers by the remaining Podrazas and Sashowskis anyway. Who are you with a Fresno number?